So let's talk angles. Here you are up in a tree stand or a climber or a saddle. And here is your deer down here. So here you are, and here is the angle to your deer. That is called a vertical angle. Now, if you come straight down here to your deer, this would be called a horizontal angle. If you were down here at my elbow and you ranged this deer and he ranged at 40 yards, but you were up here and this deer ranged at 45 yards, you can do a couple things. You can use a rangefinder that has angle compensating, that when you're up here in the stand, it compensates and it shows 40 yards. So then you know to put your 40-yard pin right on his vitals. But if you have a rangefinder that does not do angle compensating, then you know to aim a little lower on his vitals. And you also know that shooting this horizontal plane is going to be shorter than this angle. So if you have a 40 pin or a 45 pin, let's say you range from up here 45 yards, but you know this is 40, approximately 40, and you do know that you're shooting an angle, then you would place your 40 pin on there. If you don't have different pins and you have a dial up, then you'll know to dial your pin into 40 yards. But when you're shooting any type of angle, so you think when you're shooting downhill at an angle that is all that you have to do is put your pin a little lower. Well, if you are shooting from a hillside or a pop-up blind or even a shooting stand and you're shooting uphill, the same thing applies. You have to compensate for angles. So a lot of people today have gotten angle compensating rangefinders, and for people that don't want to spend the money, for hunters that don't want to spend the money, that is the proper way to shoot uphill and downhill. Learning how to shoot angles. A lot of times you will aim lower, but if you have a rangefinder that doesn't compensate for that, then you know to aim lower on the vitals. A lot of people will shoot over their deer or their hog or their target, whatever that they are shooting at, and it is because they are not compensating for the angle of the shot. This is your bubble. Sometimes you will canter your bow to the right and to the left when you are trying to shoot around a tree or an object, or you're standing on a rock or something uncomfortable, or the angle in your stand to get to your deer is just where your body is kind of twisted. So always make sure whatever you do, once you straight on, pull back and anchor, and then you move.
In this video, you will see me
your waist
shooting
down or
downhill
up to your
and uphill angles. You properly shoot an angle by moving at your waist.
Before you take the shot.
First, you pull back straight on and anchor and watch your bubble. Here, I move just my arms. And then I move to the angle or the shot at my waist. Again, I am moving uphill and moving properly at my waist, and improperly now with my arms. I recenter and then move at the waist and execute the shot.